PIPs are now institutionalized, at least in the for-profit, publicly held company sector. That was one of the influences of Sarbanes-Oxley, because Sarbanes said, thou shalt have a whistleblower program, a whistleblower system, to make it easier for internal whistleblowers to blow the whistle. Interestingly, much of Sarbanes-Oxley, in fact, almost all of Sarbanes-Oxley, does not apply to nonprofit organizations. So how, you asked, would Sarbanes-Oxley have an impact on nonprofits? I know you're asking that question, so I'll answer it for you. And the answer is that there are two provisions that do apply to all corporations, and that would include you. And those are two provisions of Sarbanes-Oxley that also apply to nonprofits and any other corporations. And they are record retention and whistleblower. So all organizations now have to have whistleblower programs and have to adhere to a records retention, financial records retention policy as stipulated in Sarbanes-Oxley. The other impact is much more indirect and harder to track or even to see, but it's out there. And that is that members of your board of directors, and sometimes people who come work in your back room and used to work in industry, for-profit industry, will say, look, we had to comply with Sarbanes-Oxley. I don't understand why we don't have to comply here. It lays out a lot of common sense stuff that you have to do. And so there's an indirect sort of subtle and suggestive impact that board members especially, but also some staff who've had experience with the provisions, are starting to have an impact on organizations in the nonprofit sector around this issue.